So I'm going to explain to you why I get so much snail mail sent to me at RC, and why I love comic books and why I'm always walking to the comic shop when I want to take a break from coding. So one of my favorite comic books is called Paper Girls. It's written by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Cliff Chang. This is just screenshot of the Wikipedia page. It's a time travel story about girls from a place called Stony Brook who deliver the newspaper and then find a time machine, and then shit gets weird. But what's really cool about this comic book is the fan club is called the American Newspaper Delivery Guild. And as far as I can tell, Brian K. Vaughan, to form this community around the comic book, actually purchased and resurrected an organization that was actually a union of newspaper deliverers, and then opened it up to anyone who reads Paper Girls can get their membership by mailing in a self-addressed stamped envelope, and now it's back into the modern day. And so there's the mascot Petey Roy the Paper Boy and Rita Pearl the Paper Girl. We'll come back to them. But so I wanted to be a member of the guild because I love this comic book, so I sent my name and a letter about what I thought of the story, and then I sent a code for my game because I thought, I really respect this writer and this artist, so let's see, maybe they would like to check out what some of their fans are doing. And then there was a 2017 summer survey of the ANDG, and I answered those things. And in the back of every comic book, it's called the back matter. Paper Girls publishes a lot of the fan letters. They reply to letters. They run surveys, costume contests, print fan art, all kinds of things, and it's one of the highlights of the book. And so I thought my letter was going to appear because I put a lot of work into it. And I got my membership card for the ANDG. They send these postcards whenever there's a new paperback coming out. I was an official member, technically an honorary member, because I never delivered newspapers. And this is what the card looks like. And my summer survey answers eventually appeared in the thing. I thought I was being really clever when they asked to rank your favorite seasons, and I thought, I'm going to rank all 5 seasons of The Wire. Because, whatever, that's the more important question. And then, are you concerned about the future? Really heartfelt response that I come up with, and I put in. This was around the time when, the first few months of the Donald Trump presidency. Brian K. Vaughan's very politically active. It's like the kind of things that his comment sections really go for is what's going on in the world right now. So a lot of the questions in the survey were themed after existential dread. But my letter wasn't appearing, and I was like, what's going on? And I kept waiting. And I didn't think it was going to get printed. It had been a few issues in between the survey answers. And suddenly my letter did appear in Paper Girls, and I can put these in the Zulip so that I might not have time to leave them up for very long. But I pointed out that there were only 2 mascots for the ANDG, a paper boy and a paper girl, and what if you're fuck those labels? And Brian K. Vaughan writes queer characters. He has trans characters in some of his other comics, and so I thought, there must be non-binary people in the ANDG. Where are they? So that was the theme of my letter. And I was very validated by what BKV wrote back to me. And it just felt so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing surprise. That was that. I was like, cool. That part of my life has been validated and complete. Everything I sent in was responded to in some way. But when you have these communities that are based on the long delay of a snail mail message coming back and forth, the amazing thing about that is there's a surprise around every corner. And this month, Paper Girls came back with a new arc. The 21st issue is the newest one. And now there's a non-binary mascot of the ANDG, -- Paperbot, who is non-binary in gender, but probably not in operating system. And that felt, you know, like a direct response almost to what I was saying. This is so cute. I love dash dash dot. And then in the letter section, someone actually wrote a shout out to my letter, which was printed months before, and that they had been a non-binary person reading the comic book and also thinking the same things I was, and very happy that I had written and shared my story. So the lessons I learned are that to make, like to have vibrant communities with diversity around my creative work, I'm going to strive to emulate this like interactive, accessible community that anyone can join, that it's not just the author's voice being heard, there's other things. And yeah, don't fuck with non-binary people. We're in the ANDG. Okay.